The Sierra Nevada mountains in southern Spain, home to the country's highest point and where our journey begins. High up in the hills lies the tiny and ancient village of Ferreirola. Here among the whitewashed buildings, the distinctive notes of a flamenco guitar echo through the narrow alleys.
Flamenco is born with an emotion that is within a human, and you express many different emotions with the music. Of course, it's a big mix of cultures and influences that have gone through the south of Spain, Andalusia, from India over to the Middle East, over North Africa to Andalusia. There's many countries, and all those countries have somehow influenced this Andalusian music.
Amir John Haddad, or as he's better known, El Amir, is a musician fusing this past and present to create a new future sound for the music of flamenco.
I think the first time I heard music was inside the belly of my mother, since at my home I used to be exposed to South American folklore. My mom comes from Colombia and my dad is from the Middle East, so used to hear a lot of Arabic music. And the oud is one of the first instruments I've listened to. And I picked up the guitar for the first time maybe around 6 or 7. So I was brought up with the oud and the flamenco guitar, and for me they are two similar instruments. I always say they're like two like brothers from the same family but brought up in a different country. But with the oud, for example, what I've been doing is I learned the traditional Middle Eastern basics, but from there I took my own part and mixed it with the flamenco, accompanying singers, dancers, and world music bands. And I think that makes it interesting, because you combine elements that seem to have nothing to do with each other, but actually the source of their existence is almost the same, or nourishes itself from the same source. The oud is quite similar to the guitar because there's some techniques which you use the thumb, and on the oud you would use the pick. But of course this instrument was invented maybe in the Mesopotamia area, Iran, Iraq. It was huge under the Caliph Harun al-Rashid in Baghdad. And there was one very interesting artist and person who came from Baghdad. It was called Ziryab. He was the disciple of al-Mawsili, which was the musician at the court of Harun al-Rashid. And this disciple was sent to Cordoba to work for the caliphs and the sultans in Cordoba. And he brought the sixth string on the oud, and that was a big influence as well on Spanish guitar. In the old days, even the oud was played with fingers, especially with a thumb. And that where many of the traditional flamenco techniques come from, like and if I go with the oud to try to play something similar. We're in Ferreirola, in the south of Spain, in the mountains of Granada. And actually these mountains here are very interesting because in the last period of the Moorish Empire, many of the Arab people stayed in those villages here and never went out of Spain. So it has a big heritage. And here I'm doing a workshop every year. Maybe it's the 8th year we're doing it. Guitar camp, flamenco guitar camp, so people come from all over the world, from Europe, from the United States, Switzerland, from France, from everywhere. And it's beautiful to see the love for the guitar and the discipline people bring to make a long journey, meet in this little tiny village and be focusing on flamenco guitar. This particular place gives you a very, very nice inner peace. It's really beautiful because you don't see many people. You feel like you're 500 years ago somewhere, and that is absolutely a thrill because it makes you think in a different way, be in a different way, feel in a different way, and that also inspires me. As an artist, you always look for inspiration. Traditionally, the flamenco is the singing, the guitar playing, the hand clapping, and the dancing. The dancing is the visual expression of what you would be listening to, and then you express it dancing. Music is that scenery where you have to forget yourself. And everything has to be for the sake of art and for the sake of emotion and transmitting a message while you do it. So in my case, even if I wasn't born in Spain, I was listening to flamenco music since a very small age, and that helped me develop my ear and the feeling towards that music that makes it very natural. And that's why I had many beautiful experiences in Spain, in Andalusia, and I've been working with so many artists of the flamenco scene, great renowned artists, and it's been a beautiful path. And thanks to that first exposure to music inside the belly of a mother. I mean, I've been playing all my life. There's moments where it's very natural because that means that in this precise moment you let yourself go. Flamenco is a way of life, and for me it's the vehicle to express things that I don't need to use words for.